Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to all of my motherfucking Leos out there, okay? This is your girl, Megan. Welcome back to the Hood Astro Queen, to all of my returning subscribers. But if this is your first time on my page on today, stop right there. Hit that subscribe button, okay? Because you know you want to. You might as well. So, I want to wish all of my Leos a happy birthday. I'm going to just keep it real, though. Like, I like the idea of y'all, but, like, in practice, in my real life, there are very, very, very few Leos that I actually get along with. However, you know, who knows what else is going on in their charts, but just... it is what it is. I'm not going to start dragging y'all out the gate because this video is Leo exposed, meaning I want to talk about the good, but also the bad and the ugly as it pertains to Leo as a sign. Now, this is the part of the video where I have to spell it out for the slow folks. I am not specifically talking about every single Leo that has walked the face of this earth. So if this archetype does not fit you, I do not want to hear your biscuit head ass in my comments. That ain't me. I don't do that. My mama a Leo, she don't do that either. My cousin a Leo. This not true. Well, baby, then I'm not talking about you, okay? I get it. We are all comprised of very many energy signatures as well as various planets and signs, okay? But if you are a Leo sun, or if you have very prominent Leo energy, maybe in one of your personal planets, perhaps if you're a Leo rising, this may or may not resonate with you, okay? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, starting with the good, okay, because you always want to lead with good things. Leo is a positive masculine sign as they are ruled by the sun. And in astrology, the sun deals with men. It deals with the father. It deals with the husband. And as a result, Leos tend to have a very heightened sense of masculinity. So Leo men can be very much like a man's man. An example of this that comes to mind is the late and great Nipsey Hussle. He was very masculine. Like he had this very much so an alpha male type of energy attached to him. But also, even Leo women can come across as hyper masculine, as they often embody traits such as being ultra competitive. They're typically great leaders and so on and so forth. Also, Leo is a very athletic sign, okay? Very similar to their fire counterpart Sagittarius, as well as Aries. So as a result, these people can be very much, maybe they participated in a sport, maybe they're just very athletically inclined, and it kind of ties back into that competitive nature, okay? And it also, once again, reinforces them being some very good leaders. They typically aren't followers, so that's always awesome. Now, taking it back to the sun, okay, as the sun governs Leo, and it's also the natural ruler of the 5th house. Now, the sun deals with the ego as well as one's overall identity. So no wonder these lions are known for their larger than life personalities. Many Leos are natural charmers and they can naturally find their way into the center of attention. It's something that's just kind of effortless for some. Now, you do have a few on the fringe side, like very dark-sided Leos who are so attention hungry that it's kind of obvious, but we're going to get to that later, okay? However, this translates into an overall sense of popularity. So, Leos can naturally be like popular or with the in crowd. Like if the zodiac sign was a high school, right? Leos would be the jocks and the cheerleaders, the it crowd, the in crowd, just naturally, okay? Now, Leo also deals with entertainers. So in that same vein of popularity, a lot of Leos are naturally drawn towards the arts, or maybe even entertainment, or industries that do have a lot of celebrities in it, you know, and these individuals have a natural flair for the dramatics, which make them, they make great actors, just quite frankly, superb actors. Now, this could also have a dark side as well, as far as manifesting in them being over dramatic, but if channeled properly, they make some dope ass, creative ass actors and performers. Now, sticking in this same vein of celebrity, a Leo that comes to mind is YouTuber The Lovely T. Okay. Now, I think she just celebrated a birthday maybe a day or two ago. And interestingly enough, she is a celebrity YouTuber or celebrity blogger. And I mean, there are various other celebrity bloggers who have different sun signs, but one thing that has really, I guess, it struck me about Lovely T, she is a stan. Like, sis is low-key, no, let's just say high-key, thirsty for the attention of celebrities, you know. At the beginning of her, or when I first started watching her rather, she prided herself on being this neutral and objective kind of YouTuber who was not afraid to go against, you know, celebrities, and that meant just giving her honest and non-biased opinion, you know. But over the years, her actions have reflected otherwise. Anywhere she goes, like when she's invited to any type of celebrity event, you could tell she's so excited. She's always documenting the process, taking pictures of celebs. Oh, look at this celeb I ran into. Look at this person I ran into. Look at this. Recently, Cardi B. You know, she's so excited and so overjoyed to rub shoulders with celebrities. And, you know, on the outside looking in, and to some of her subscribers, we look at her like, sis, go grab you a cup of Dasani, a bottle of Dasani, whatever you need, and quench your thirst, because you're very, very thirsty when it comes to these celebrities. However, a lot of that is just she's naturally designed to do that, okay? Leo is naturally predisposed to gravitate towards celebrities. It just is what it is. Leo is also symbolized by the king, okay? That's another analogy that a lot of people use when describing Leo. And this naturally endows Leos with a natural taste for luxury and the finer things, especially in Leo women. You can spot them from a mile away because they tend to be draped in plush fabrics and expensive jewelry, lavish items, even the ones who aren't as financially capable. You know, traditionally speaking, unless they have other placements in their charts to kind of balance it out, they can be terrible with money. Terrible. You know, because Leos tend to place a lot of value on looking like royalty. Once again, even if you aren't necessarily rich and famous or someone who has just lots of money, there is this sense of, like, I really care about the way that I look. And sometimes they can spend money that they don't have, or they could just really, you know, invest a lot of what they have into making sure that they look like the royalty that they feel that they are. Now, also, in that same vein, Leos can be attracted to people in power. Okay, taking it back to that Lovely T example, you know, because it just fits. I'm going to use her like a lot, not because I don't hate her or anything, but I just find that she does fit a lot of those Leo archetypes. However, yeah, they can be drawn to people who are in power. They can also be drawn to people who have lots of money. And as a result, especially with women, are really big in practicing hypergamy, which is the act of marrying up into a higher class, okay? These women, Leo women, can be attracted to men who have very affluential, is that a word? Yeah, I make up words every video. Affluential or influential positions in society. Another example of this that I can think of off the top of my head is Meghan Markle. Okay, the quote unquote black princess that everybody was cheering for after she married Henry. Isn't that his name? King Henry, the British royal family. Yes, her. She's a Leo. That's quintessential Leo female energy. Marrying literally into a kingdom. Okay. And interestingly enough, Leo is like also symbolized by the king. So naturally, these women want to be queens. All right. Now, children are also a main theme in the lives of Leo. Now, for better or for worse. This can play out in a variety of ways, but primarily it can boil down to either Leos desiring to have a family of their own. Leo that comes to mind for this particular example is Kylie Jenner. She was all of 20 or 21 years old when she gave birth to her daughter. And a lot of people were just looking at her crazy because it's like, okay, you're so young. She wasn't married and blase, blase. But Kylie and her friends made it abundantly clear that she had always desired to have children, that she's wanted children from a very early age. And this is common with a lot of Leos. Another way this theme of children can play out is for there to be infertility issues. Like I said, particularly with women, depending on what else is going on in the chart. Another example of this is I had a Leo boss, former boss, who had a hysterectomy at the age of like 37. And she never said that she wanted kids, but I kind of feel like in the back of her mind, you know, the fact that she officially literally cannot have them biologically, I feel like that kind of bothered her. And that could also be very prominent with Leo women. There could be issues with conceiving or just issues with your female parts in general, or something that could be abstaining you from having kids. Another manifestation of this is having children, but having lots of issues and difficulties and sorrow attached to your children. A lot of Leos also experience issues like problems in their relationships with their children. That's another common thing that I've seen as well. Leos are also known for their childlike demeanor. So they can be like children themselves, and be it physically, because there are lots of Leos who are very much like youthful looking. They can also attract youthful partners. Once again, I do see this more so in the women, like Leo women. An example of this is J-Lo. She looks fucking amazing. She just turned like 50, 51. The bitch look like she's 23. And she consistently dates younger men. Another example of this is Madonna. Now, that bitch looks not so young, okay? But she is notorious for dating men literally half her age. Now, Leos do not get enough credit, in my opinion, for their unwavering sense of generosity. Now, Leo rules the heart, and subsequently, everything that these people do is heartfelt. They are definitely passion-driven people. This makes them very generous, very giving. Okay, if they really love you and they care about you, they are going to treat you as well as they treat themselves. Which, I mean, is saying something, because if they treat themselves like royalty, right? If they care about you, they're going to want you to be royalty as well. However, they must receive that type of attention and adoration back in return. If it's not reciprocated, then it's going to be a problem. Period. Now, this leads me to the bad and the ugly. All right. Now, in the same vein of Leos being dramatic, as stated before, Leos can be quite obnoxious, as they do tend to trend towards attention-seeking behavior, especially when they don't feel valued. And these are the type of Leos that more often than not, I tend to encounter. I did a video called Reading the Birth Chart of a Bitch That I Hate, and the bitch that I hated so very much, she was a Leo, and she was, man, she had that shit on lock. Whenever you guys would be at a party, any type of function around a group of people, and she would notice other people laughing at your jokes, whether she noticed other men paying attention to you, if you were a woman, she would forcefully do shit to kind of steal that center stage, and it felt so artificial. It was so annoying. Like, she always had to one up you in every scenario. Like, oh yeah, I just got shot. Like, oh, you got shot? That ain't nothing. I got shot twice and my leg got chopped off. Like, bitch, hold on. Like, pause, hold it, pump the brakes. You're doing too much. Okay, I can't stand that about y'all. Also, Leos do have a natural tendency to make everything about them. Taking it back to the lovely T example, I noticed that in her videos, in the beginning of every video, or just even like throughout the duration of a video, she likes to tie things back into her life in a way where she's like giving herself a pat on the back, which is so quintessential Leo, because Leo can be very egotistical and they do not mind patting themselves on the back, which, you know, to other people can look very suspect, and it makes you look very attention hungry and like very full of yourself and annoying. So for example, she'll be talking about, you know, other content creators, and she's like, yeah, on this channel I pride myself in my content and I have such amazing content, and I know you guys were hitting me up over the weekend and you were talking about you love the way I did this and you love the way I did that, and you look like, okay bitch, like, when are you gonna get to the story? Like, why are you telling us how much other people care about you? And like, it just comes across so, like I said, egotistical and like full of yourself, like you're trying to find ways to like insert your importance. Like, and it's just like, bitch, I just came here for the story. Finish telling me about who Usher gave herpes to this week. That's it. That's all I'm here for, Pooh. But so yeah, there's that. Also, Leos can tend to trend towards the bossier side. Like I said, on a positive note, it makes them great leaders. But if their energy is unchanneled or not channeled properly, rather, or maybe if they're just dark-sided Leos, they can be straight up bossy, my way or the highway, times 10. And they can be downright abusive or even hyper aggressive. And I notice this a lot. I mean, actually equally between the men and women, but it just plays out differently. But I mean, dark-sided Leo women can be some of the most abusive bitches, temperamental bitches you've ever met. And don't let her have her Mars in Leo. Okay. An example of this is Sky from Black Ink Crew, aka like the Fighters Club, where they do no tattoos and they just sit around fighting all day. That's the quintessential like abusive, hyper combative Leo energy from a woman. They can also, the women particularly, can go out of their way to prove their value to men. Because Leo is such a masculine sign, there is this underlying kind of subconscious need to appeal to the values of men. And, you know, these type of women, these Leo women, can be the types to switch up when they get around a group of guys, right? Or, you know, the type of women who, if they have children, they can straight up idealize their sons, but put down their daughters, or even just downright abuse their daughters because they have this type of disconnection with their own femininity. Leo women can also have issues with keeping a man. That's something else I've noticed. Another bad and ugly trait of Leo is they're natural narcissists. So everything has to be about them. They can easily be the type of people to like, you know, constantly build themselves up while unknowingly or maybe just simultaneously even like projecting their insecurities onto others, putting other people down. And also in that same vein, it can make Leos, aside from Cancer and Sagittarius, one of the most prejudice signs of the zodiac, as they can be very vain and snobbish, or the type of people to judge others based on how much worth or value that they've personally assigned to them. They can also have a tendency to trend towards racism, being racist or classist or things of that nature. Another example of this that comes to mind also is J-Lo. There was a story a while back on how she was at a hotel and a maid or a housekeeper or whatever, asked her for her autograph. And J-Lo, in turn, went and told the lady's boss and got the bitch fired, bro. Like, there have been several stories that have come out about J-Lo being a very nasty-ass bitch. Just a nasty human being behind the scenes. And that's very much that Leo energy. That I'm royalty, I am up here, you're down there. If you're not what I think you are, like, you're beneath me. You know what I'm saying? And also, Leos do have the tendency to be very jealous and territorial. And I mean, I cannot count how many times I've run into that type of Leo. Very jealous, very underhanded, very, spiteful if they feel like other people are encroaching upon what is supposed to be, quote unquote, theirs. And it's just disgusting. It's disgusting and it's annoying. So, yeah, before I get too deep off in the bad and ugly, all right? I don't want to bash you guys, but that pretty much concludes my Leo expose. So y'all be sure to drop down in the comment section. Let me know if I missed anything. Are you a Leo? Tell me how you feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you know a Leo? Share your stories, experiences, all that, okay? And also, until the next video, make sure you practice unconditional self-love so that you can love others. And as always, I holla.